really focusing, the research tells us if we'll really focus on a neighborhood and mobilize and focus all of our community resources in one area, we can really make a difference. And that's what I see happening in our community. We're focusing on the Cliff Apartments, and it's to go in to build the capacity of everyone in the area to take care of themselves and self-responsibility. And I'm so proud of our community.
We got involved in this project because we realized that the best place for children to be raised is with their own families in a safe and supporting environment. We picked the Cliffs because we felt this was really somewhere we could make a difference. We realized that there's good things at the Cliff and there's bad things at the Cliff. But we feel like we could support these people, let them be successful in the community, let them raise their own children in the way that they should and that they can. And that's the most important part. We do believe that they can.
I became involved in the Communities of Hope as the DFACS director, our goal to reduce the number of children in foster care. This particular community was chosen as a high-risk target area. Many lessons learned through this process. First and foremost, the assessment team to begin with, an assessment team of doers, and very exciting to watch. Another lesson learned was the relationships that were already established in that community were critical in the avenue that we used to really get the information that we needed. Probably the third lesson learned, most important to me, was my perception and the reality. We went to them, they told us what they needed, and we were wrong, or I was. Very exciting to be a part of, to know that this community that has, you look at it visually, has access across the street to many things such as Walmart, Home Depot, all kind of shopping centers, but in the reality they're a very isolated community to childcare learning, to employment, to transportation. One of the most important relationships that was already established in this particular community was the Compassion House. Dina Roden volunteered to be a part of the assessment team. She was instrumental in getting, already had the relationships, but getting the adult focus groups, the youth surveys, youth focus groups. We got honest feedback that I think if DFACS had gone in and tried to do the assessments, then we would have not gotten, I think, a very valid report. I think the feedback that we got was very true and very real. Watts Pediatrics was very instrumental in getting surveys and setting up tents and sitting outside in very hot conditions. As I mentioned, there were just so many doers on our assessment team and thinkers. Sometimes we had difficulty staying on task. We were so excited, but it was a beautiful thing to watch. We actually have people that live in this community on our team. Pam and Ray coming on board with our team and being the residents and the leaders now in the community, being almost advocates for what we're trying to do, and our filter. A huge difference maker in our opinion. They've meant the world to this team.
So we had 4 focus groups of adults, friends, neighbors, and we offered them food bags and gift cards, and we learned a lot through the adults. Actually, we believe that transportation is a #1 priority around here because a lot of people don't have ways to go. A safe place for our kids to play, whether it's a community center or a good playground with a basketball court. And the kids, we had a teen focus group also and gave them goodie bags and gift cards. And they believe that, it's a good neighborhood, but there's no place for them to play and hang out with other kids, and there's no place to skateboard unless you're in the middle of the road, and playing basketball, there's no hoop unless you shoot it in the dumpster, I guess. We had, I would say, probably 15 kids show up for the focus groups. In the 4 adult groups, we probably had like 40 people maybe in all of them. and they all had something nice to say about the place, but they also had things that they thought needed to be fixed, like security, or like playgrounds, transportation, safe place for our kids to play. Because as it is now, we're playing in the streets and we're riding bicycles in the streets, and the kids try to watch out for themselves while they're out there playing, but it's not as easy as you would think. And I can hear them coming from the bus. The bus stop, that was another thing, because they stand in the rain, they stand in the middle of the driveway waiting on buses.
And then last year when it snowed, it was like real icy in the ditch and stuff. Kids just had to sit out there. Some of them didn't have coats, and then they were chilled, and then they were just doing this, and they were trying to find somewhere to get warm, but they couldn't find nowhere.
We want to see more children be able to stay with their families. One of the biggest communities in Dalton that had the most children out of home, and we want to change that for the better. To be able to help the parents with education on how to cope with their children, and making sure that children are not left at home alone. We need something that's going to focus here at the Cliffs to get, Head Start programs, to be able to get our children back and forth to Head Start programs for those of us who do not have vehicles. We really want to get things going and help the families here at the Cliffs. We really do.
Wherever we've been wanting to get a pool and a better playground. There's bees in it, and there's like no one that goes there because they're all like this. It's boring. Like there's nothing that they do. Like the slides are for like little kids, not like everybody. Like everybody.
Basically, I've been living here for about 13 years. Me, I'm a skateboarder, and basically living here, whenever I'm skateboarding here, I get into a lot of trouble skateboarding in places I'm not supposed to skateboard in. So if I could change anything about this place, I'd want a place where kids can go, where it wouldn't create a lot of racket for people who live around here. And that means, that I could go to a place and skateboard freely without worrying about getting in trouble or disturbing anybody.
Through Compassion House, we bring home extra from the food bank to give to the neighbors because they don't have transportation. They have no way to get where they need to go to get extra help when they need it.
Well, I think it's real exciting for the Cliffs to be a partner with the Communities of Hope and them partnering with us. Our residents here, we want them to succeed and do well in everything that they do, whether it's educational, job-related, raising their families, just in financial expenses and learning how to do a budget. But we want them to succeed. So any way that the community can help will be a success for them.
But everybody says it's a bad neighborhood. It's really not.